Lexi, how are you? Christy, how are you? Lexi Leos, how's life? How's the family? Rafael Torres, good to hear from you. How's family with you? I see you just got married. How's married life? Just doing some editing. Today editing some what's this? A Corvette? Stingray? Usual, this is Lightroom that I'm using to edit this car. This car is over at Celebrity Cars. I got hired to edit to take photos to post on their website so that people can buy it. So since this car is being offered for sale as is, I don't edit too much of anything. I just shoot it and adjust the color settings, not color settings, the light settings. And besides that, I don't really do too much editing to it. It does look a little green, so I'm gonna take out some of this greenness out of it. Cause there's really no green in this car, or blue for that matter. So I'm gonna remove some of that part. Rod, how are you? How's life? How's life over in California? Is that place still on fire? Or have they contained all those fires over there? Garland, thanks for joining. How's life? How's life with you? Yeah, I'm just testing out streaming, see how this thing is like. Showing people how things are like. So I'm streaming to three different platforms right now, so I'm still working at the bugs, trying to figure out this whole thing. Emma, how's life over there? Are you in Seattle still? Are you still in the Southwest? Not Southwest, North-South, North-South. No, North, Northwest, Northwest. I can't even talk right. Where are you driving these days, Garland? Are you in a Bugatti yet? Are you driving a Bugatti yet? I see you just got your CDL license. That's good. That's good to hear. Some mainly I'm just adjusting shadows, some crushing the blacks, taking away some color spillage. But besides that, I don't really do too much editing. Chris Pons, what's up, my man? How's life? Can't disclose your Bugatti location, huh, Garland? It's cool. Your secret is safe with us. We won't tell the world. But if you're in the market for Stingray, this car is for sale. I don't know how much. I don't really find out that kind of details. I just shoot it and post it. Aaron, what's up? A Geo, those are great cars. Really good mileage. Anyone who drives a Geo is doing a great favor to Mother Nature. So we salute you. Isn't that right, Aaron? Sean, good to hear from you. How's life? What are you doing these days? What big production is going down? Are you still putting out fires over there with what you're doing? Cameron Francis, thanks for joining us. How are you? I'm just trying to sell this car. Well, I'm not selling it. I just took the picture so they could help sell it. It's over at Celebrity Cars. So if you are in the market for a what's a Stingray? Corvette Stingray? I don't know anyone else who shoots cars. Why is that? I know a lot of photographers. Some professional, some for fun. but not a whole lot of car photographers. I wish there was more, so we could talk shop. It's being lonely being the only car photographer that I know. I'm sure everyone else does it too. I just haven't seen anyone. So I don't know if they do or not. So I can't talk shop with you guys. What kind of upgrades on this thing? Oh man, that's a good question. I think it's stock, whatever that means. Um, if we look, like if you look at the wheels, well, let's look at the engine. Let me show you the engine. I did take pictures of the engine. I think that looks pretty stock, as stock as a Corvette Stingray is. I don't know what I'm looking at. Is that supercharger right here? Turbocharger? Ruel, what's up? Thanks for the game, by the way. Thanks for the hookup. Does anyone know what this is? That's a supercharger, right? Or a turbocharger? What's the difference? I think turbocharger. I don't know. Got chest cold, so excuse me. Terry, what's up? Michael, how are you? Are you feeling better? I hope you're feeling better. I see you over there. Struggle's real, right? Yeah, I'm just Garland's asking if there's any upgrades on this thing. I don't know. I can't tell you. This is the engine, and I can't tell you if there's any upgrade to that. So if anyone knows if there's any upgrade to that, let me know. I don't know. I'm not a total car guy. I know a little bit about cars, but I don't know a whole lot about it. Yeah, it's a Stingray. That's a cool Stingray thing, isn't it? I know. You guys should come shoot with me when next time we shoot this car. I shoot a lot of cars over here. Usually I'm by myself. I could use a little company if anyone wants, to mess around, get in a car. If anyone's really into cars. I like cars, I just don't like paying for them. But if anyone has some extra cash laying around and wants to buy a car, this Corvette is available. It's sweet engine, yes it is. I also shoot sweet tires. You like cars? Yeah, yeah. How long before your Terry? How long before your little girl starts driving? Melissa, thanks for joining us. How are you? How's the family? Pretty soon, Terry, your girl will be driving. She'll be asking to take out the car. She'll want her own car soon. The way things are going, she won't need to drive. Like Tesla, she just kind of gets in there, tells it where to go, and it drives her. This one's a Pilot Super Sport. Is that a good tire brand? It's a Michelin. Never. Oh, she's becoming one of those girls who walks everywhere. How you gonna buy her a bus pass, Terry? Your little girl's not gonna be allowed to drive a car. It's carbon fiber. That's carbon fiber, isn't it? The stuff right there, or is it just carbon fiber wannabe? It's a Corvette, so I could imagine they use carbon fiber every chance they get. That looks like carbon fiber to me. This is the air intake, right? If anyone knows what's the difference between a supercharger and a turbocharger, let us know. I think one takes the exhaust and puts it back in, and another one just takes intake. Terry, you can't drive her everywhere. You gotta sooner or later let her drive herself. I think you'll get old fast driving someone around. I wish there was a way for you guys to just talk to me, just talk to me instead of typing it. You have boys and they crashed it? Front fiber lip. Um, I can't tell if it's carbon fiber or not. The front lip part. Alexis, how are ya? Thanks for joining. How's your Thursday night? Who knows about carbon fiber? Who can tell us if this is carbon fiber or not? It's painted, so it's kind of hard to tell. But if you look at the engine part, let's look over here. Yeah, I can't tell. I really can't tell. Only 300 bucks. Too rich for my blood. We all can dream, right? We all can dream and hope one day we get to drive this car. You know, get this car. This will be like my Thursday car. I'll have one car for every day of the week. I can't wait till carbon fiber is just like a regular fiber that everyone, has. Can they 3D print carbon fiber yet? Does anyone know? So, I like to have carbon fiber everything. Carbon fiber spoons, carbon fiber forks, carbon fiber shoes. Because right now, what carbon fiber costs uh, a ton. Sierra, how are you? What's up? X pipes. Let's look at the pipes. Garland wants to know how pipes look like. X pipes. I don't know what X pipe is, but there's four pipes, four exhaust, or four. I don't even know what to call it. Some Michelin tires. Here's the thread wear to give you some details. Al Powers. We're discussing carbon fiber and X pipes. I don't know what that is, but maybe you could help us out. Cause I don't know. And this is a Corvette Stingray that we got hired to shoot. So here's how it looks like. Pretty sweet car, right? If a car doesn't start up obnoxiously, we don't want it. Is that right, Garland? Not like a Tesla. Tesla starts out silently. It's not a man's car. Kind of like Harleys, right? You don't buy a Harley so it starts out silently. You want it so it's obnoxious. Yeah, I want this car too. What if your Terry? What if your daughter says you want this car? Are you gonna get it for her? G Rock, happy birthday! Happy birthday, G Rock. Is it an automatic? Well, let's look at this inside, the stick shift. Um, yeah, I think it's an. It looks like an automatic. Where can I see the better view? Up. I can't see from here. Up here it is. It doesn't look like gears. I don't know. If you buy a sports car, do you really want it to be automatic? You think you'd want it to be a stick, because when you buy a car, you want it to be. Uh, Eric, good to see you. How are you? How's your nieces? Pelham, good to see you. Thanks. Sorry I didn't meet you the other day. We're supposed to meet for Capriati's and I missed him. So what we're doing here is we're just having a little chat about carbon fiber. The more I shoot cars, the more I realize I don't know much about cars. Am I low? Hey, thanks for telling me, J-Rock. Mic volume. Check, 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 check. Maybe I should just speak up. Hold the mic closer to my face. Again, I'm just testing out this whole platform, so I don't know every bits about it. Ha! So Garland, what you're saying is if you buy your kid a sports car, you gotta buy him a stick so they don't text and drive. I'm gonna have to like that. Eric Ida, I can't wait to see your streams. I'll follow you every chance I get. I'm not always home. Every time you're up, I try to follow you because I know you get some great content. Oh, let me tell you about this. I have a Logitech webcam. It includes the software where it removes the background automatically. I'm actually in my room. In fact, let me turn off just to give you an idea how this looks like. Um, there. So this one I have it so it's blurred. It's called Chroma Cam. Chroma Cam. ChromACam. Chroma Cam. And it does some crazy things. So here's my room. It's messy. I'm putting it together. There's this dog. And I could change the background. But download it. It's free, man. It's all the stuff I'm using. It's free. All of it. So if you want to do your setup too, you could do the exact same setup and it's all free. So if you guys want to stream yourself, this is actually a gamer setup. This is for gaming, not really meant for Photoshop. So there's some things you gotta figure out. But if you just have a webcam, any webcam will do, because it's all done in software. You just download Chroma Cam, and then you use it as a source. I guess I should break down of what else I'm using here. And then download OBS. It's an open source software. It stands for Online Broadcasting Software. It's all free. There's different people who are using. It's kind of like Linux. There's different versions of it. So just download OBS. I use Streamlabs OBS, and this just takes the input from Chroma Cam, which takes input from your webcam. So the green screen is being pulled by OBS, the online broadcasting software. So to summarize that, and I'll keep going, is there's a webcam and it sends it to this one software that removes the background, and that sends it to this other software, and that software sends it to Facebook. It's all free and all you could get it. So just Google OBS, Google Chroma Cam, and you should have enough to do exactly what I have here. Nick, thanks for joining us. How's life with you? You know, when does the governor kick in on a Corvette Stingray? Does anyone else know that? I didn't have a chance to actually test that out. I wish, right? So it's something I'd really like to test out myself, actually. All right, I'm just gonna power through a couple of these. Nick, how was work? How is life? How is the industry? Did you feed a lot of people today? A lot of satisfied customers? Did you drink wine today, Nick? I know that's what you do. How do you guys know this? Have you guys gone 195 miles an hour, 175 miles an hour? I know in a Hummer, the governor kicks in after like 60 miles an hour. I know that because I was in the military. And we disabled that sucker because we didn't like going 60, especially when we're on the freeway. Bourbon. Is that your drink of choice? How about your car choice? What's your car choice? Let me like that since you know that. Anyone who knows this kind of information deserves a like. Jan, how are you? How does it feel like when the governor kicks in? Does it just refuse to go higher? Is that what it does? Or can you just physically feel the governor kick in? Because I don't think, from my memory, of ever having driven a car and the governor kicks in. Is it kind of like cruise control where you're driving and it just tops off? Terry, have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Tell the little one hello. Nick Thorne, how are you? Good to see ya. How's the industry treating ya? What we're doing here, we're just editing some cars and talking shop for anyone else who knows their cars. This one's a Stingray. So that's actually just reduce the when the governor kicks in. That just doesn't just mean that it reduces the amount of fuel that's being pushed in. This is actually a program called Lightroom, Adobe Photoshop Lightroom Classic CC. Because it's Adobe, that's company, they make software that's Photoshop, and this is Lightroom. There's two versions. This is the classic version. There's a newer version that's cloud-based. I hate it because it's made for amateurs. We don't do amateur stuff, right? So I highly suggest Adobe Photoshop Lightroom. It'll change your world. Natasha, what's up? How are you? Good evening to you. Yeah, Nick. I highly suggest Photoshop. I highly suggest Lightroom. Before you touch anything else, I would suggest you touch Lightroom and learn it, because it's a workflow software, and so it really gets you started the right way. Photoshop is a very deep tool that you shouldn't even touch until you're ready. Garland says he has a Lexus 300. Man, you're flying 152 miles an hour, huh? I can't even remember I did that without being in an airplane. Oh, it has carbon fiber rooftop. I remember we took off the rooftop. Usually it's a two-person thing, and this thing was so light that I was able to take it off. Yes, Lightroom, it does global editing. So a lot of slider controls. You use Photoshop if you want pixel manipulation. You took a rental and made it and went 152 miles an hour on it. You're crazy. That's what insurance is for, right? This one has some orange in it, so I'm going to take that away because this panel doesn't have orange in it. That's from the lighting. I'm going to copy that settings and apply it. See how fast I'm going with this, Nick? That's how fast you need to go when you're editing photos. A lot. Because after this, we edit for GT and I'm done for today. I got a 6:30 photo shoot in the morning, so can't stay up too late. iPhoto, yeah, I've never even used iPhoto, but I could imagine it is better. Usually you try to shoot it right. The way I shot this is as is, because it's for sale, so you try not to edit it too much, if at all, and I'm just adjusting lighting. But it's a one sweet car. If you like sweet cars. If you like the stuff. Oh man, I can't. Yeah, let me hurry up and do this because let me show you the GT. It's a little weird. Have you guys been on the GT? The roof is weird. It's weird as crap. I don't like it myself. So what Lightroom is just a photo manager. You could drop all the photos into it and you just go left to right, left to right. In Photoshop, you have to open each of these files individually. It's much slower. But with Lightroom, you just go from photo to photo and your settings are right here. And you could copy your settings. You could go like copy your settings, like all your settings, copy it, go to the next one, and then paste it. Boom, so much faster. And then I do the shortcut. I just copy, go to the next one, I paste. So a lot of it is, it's as these are global settings. You don't really want to change too much. When you're selling a product, you don't want to put stuff there that's not there or add to it. Like what I removed here, and we showed the before and after. See how it's greenish? Because the light above goes through industrial glass. Industrial glass has this green tint to it. So they put this green tint. This might be from the windshield itself. Like the windshield itself, a lot of times they have a green tint to it. So when light goes through it, it produces green cast. So usually I like to remove that by going to saturation and remove all that. Like let me show you the before and after. In fact, let me reset the saturation. And if I just remove the green, it's pretty good. Sometimes I like to remove the orange and yellow because that there's the lights throw orange yellow tint, but not in this shot. Nick, I think I'm still in the system. I don't have time to teach this summer. Usually I teach over the summer, but I didn't have time to teach this summer. Yeah, there's a whole lot of zooming and exposure. So, because predominantly what you change is your settings, your highlights, your shadows, your whites, your blacks, some colors. You could add some sharpening, noise reduction, and even some vignetting. Predominantly just that. Michael, how are you? Good to see you. Garland says, "Is there ceramic coating on this vehicle?" That's a good question. I don't know. Ceramic coating, like clay? I don't think so. I think it's just I don't know, a whole lot of carbon fiber. You know. But going back to the inside, if anyone else knows the question, answer that question. Let us know. Is there's I don't even know what ceramic coating is, so I can't answer that question. See how it's black here? It's crushed. Like if I go to my shadow clipping option, if I hit J, it'll show. See how I'm clipped? So I'm gonna ease back on the black, so it's not clipped. There. Yeah, I do like that. It's good detail. This stitching, the white stitching. So even right here, you can see where the black clipping is and the white clipping. So I'm gonna ease back on the black, crush it a little bit. And some clipping's good because that right there is just naturally black. But here you can see the detail. I might sharpen it a bit so buyers could see what I'm doing, what they're buying. I do like black on white or white on black. See right here, I pasted a setting and it's off, so I'm going to take my original settings, Control Shift copy, copy the settings, go here and apply that. There, much better. Now, the actual color of the car, is it red, is it orange? It changes from person to person, to monitor to monitor, so I don't really go too crazy on color matching it. You just have to come in person to see it. There. Omar, how are you? Good to see you. And see how right here there's some orange? That's some spillage from the light. There's actually no orange here. This leather is not orange at all. So or yellow. So I'm gonna drop that. Take that away. Hey, thanks for the like. Bose speaker. I like Bose. But Bose is exclusive to Chevys. I found that out. Should bought some water. Actually, I'm gonna take a drink because my mouth is drying out. Polar Pop, Circle K, 89 cents. They're my go-tos. What year is this? Let me see if I have that information. Oh, usually I take a photo. I didn't take a photo this time. I can't tell you that. I'm sorry. Watkins, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I don't know what year it is. It's pretty recent, but I don't know the exact year. I apologize. Usually I take a picture of the keys, but I think I forgot to do that this time. It has 12,820 miles. So if anyone's wants to know, a couple more, and we'll move on to the GT. Oh, this is some shots of the car with the top off. Super light. I liked it. Yeah. Usually, that's one of the biggest pains shooting cars, trying to figure out how to take the tops off, especially older cars, because there's no standard way. So there's some hidden lever or switch somewhere to take the top off. But this, real easy to take off. I liked it a lot. I like it better with the top off. Oh, yeah, it's Bluetooth, so you could tell it's like within the last 2-3 years, right? Well, I could be wrong. I don't know. Don't take my word. And a couple picture with the top off. I want to take the same exposure as the first car, so let me copy the settings here. Copy that. Go back to here and paste those settings. That way you don't have to go in there and readjust your settings by hand. You should know. Vignette's a bit much. Take that away. It's a little dark. Give it a little bit of boost. Maybe a little bit of whites. Copy that setting. Oh, I think I adjusted the. That'll do. Black's a little dark. I can't see what's in here, so I'm gonna boost that up. Oh, you're right. Uh, that does look great. See the white stitching on this thing? Black and white stitching. It does make it look nice. Simple but elegant. And a couple last couple of ones. These are just wide establishing shots. And a shot of the roof. Melissa Reese Gooden. Thanks for joining us. How are you? And that's it for the 4GT. What we're doing here, Melissa, is we're editing some cars that I shot, I photographed for Celebrity Cars Boutique Dealership. Cody, what's up, brother? How's life? How old do you have to be to drive a Corvette? I think as old as it takes to get a license. What was it these days? You have to be 16 to get a permit. Yeah, these days you have to do a certain amount of hours before you can get your license, I hear. Not like when we were growing up where you just have to pass the test. So I think to get a license you have to be what, 16? Maybe younger if you could prove that you have hardship. At least in Nevada. And now we're gonna shoot the, or we're gonna not shoot. We're gonna edit the 4GT. So there you go. I always start off with the wide shot, just so that you could see it wide. You have to be 60 to drive a Corvette. I think you have to be 60 to join the Corvette Club. That's how long it takes you to get the money. So I'm gonna go to developing mode, just for those people who wants to learn Lightroom. There's library mode and develop mode. Library mode is where you kind of organize your photos. Develop is where you actually develop it. Then you get these settings right here. Yeah, I do. There's this other Corvette that I shot that has like the 60s color, the 4 GT. It's like sky blue and yellow. I like red. Most of your clients that have Corvettes have white hair. You know what? That is so true. A lot of it's like a classic American car. Didn't you know if you put racing stripes on your car, it adds an automatic 10 horsepower to it? That's what I hear at least. Hey, thanks for the like. I'm actually going to paste the settings from the previous. Yeah, it looks good. I'm going to vignette a bit so it kind of makes the car pop. You could do this regular, with in real time with the lens, or you could do it in post. All I'm doing is making the car to focus. So here's the before and the after. See, I'm not really changing anything. I'm just vignette. Did I even remove any? Yeah, I removed some green, some aqua, some blue. Yeah, you could tell, like right here. See how there's a little bit of blue and aqua in it, and I take it away. Simple stuff like that, nothing too great. Oh, is it 15 miles an hour? I thought it was 10. I guess it depends on the car. Oh, I think if you put two racing stripes instead of one, it does add even more horsepower. Oh yeah, that's the car I was talking about. You like that car better, Nick? The Martini race color scheme? I like the red better. Mainly because, I'm from UNLV. It's all about the red. I went to Las Vegas High School. That's red. I'm Delta Chi. That's red. So I'm partial to red. I actually wouldn't mind it if the Raiders gets a little bit of red in their colors. I do like how the Raiders have black to it, and the Golden Knights have a simple color scheme. This is one fat car though. See how wide and low it is? AE Pie! Of course. Of course. AE Pie. You would be, Nick. You would be. But I do prefer the red. Which class did you come in, Nick? Where did you pledge? UNLV or another campus? And also, Nick, you could do crop or rotation. I think I use R. That's a shortcut for it. It's probably here somewhere. Develop, edit, rotate. Here it is. Or it's a crop tool somewhere. Here it is. Crop. The R button. If you hit R, you can rotate it like so. For any one of you who wants to learn Lightroom, it's $10 a month to get the software. It's cheap. I bought this software for 180 bucks when I first got into photography. It was back in the days where you couldn't rent it; you have to buy it. So everyone who was complaining about how much this program costs can bite can bite it. Yeah, I do remember. I do remember. Although those days are a blur for me, Nick. I don't. It's like one long day. It does look nice though. I like the lines. Super classic. Now this air intake here, I still don't know the difference from a supercharger from a turbocharger. If anyone knows what the difference is, let us know. This is the low angle shot. I had to like go on my stomach to get this shot. This is like the doggy angle shot. And then this one, I have to stand on a apple box to get this shot. I'm gonna vignette this. Vignette is when you darken the edges to put more emphasis on the middle. Yep, it was good times though, Nick. Those days were good times. College are $1 million experiences. 4GT, and here's the intake. If you want to see my settings for it, I boosted the shadow so you could see this. Let me just show you that. The whites I boosted, the blacks I crushed a bit. The VIN number, if any of you guys were wondering what this is. Did they have VIN numbers in this location on the windshield back in those days? This is supposed to, or is this oh, this is a new 4GT. It's not like the classic 4GT. If you have racing stripes on the side, does that also add horsepower, or is it just in the middle? And this right here, let me see the before after. See how there's some orange here? That's like a reflection of the car next to it. It's not really part of, even here, see the green and bluish, and right here there's some purple. So I'm just gonna go to a saturation area. And I already, well, let me show the before and after. Because right here it's like really pronounced. And then I added some filters, and I could go even more. Be more aggressive with the green and the aqua and the blue. Even the orange, I could take that away. Even the yellow. Because if you had perfect white light, this is how it would look like. Ryan Jones, Mr. Carman himself. Maybe you could tell us the difference between supercharger and turbocharger. And tell us what ceramic coating is. Because I don't know. The thread's pretty good on this thing. So we are asked specifically to take pictures of the tires. Because that's very important when purchasing a car, apparently. I wouldn't know, it's been a while since I purchased a supercar. I'm going to go back here, I'm going to copy my settings here. I'm going to apply it to here. Where am I? I'm lost. I'm over here. Okay, I'm over here. What do I drive? I drive a Toyota. Toyota Matrix. Practical and affordable. I'm not yet at that level where I could drive a different car for each day of the week. I'm working on it, but I'm not there yet. Like right here, see how there's a yellow tint? I'm gonna go ahead and kind of reduce that. Yeah, so there's some less distraction. So what we're doing here, we're actually editing the photo of how it would look like if we had a perfect setting with perfectly white light. Because we shot this in a warehouse where there's different light sources, each giving off their own temperature. So we have to adjust to fix that. There's an S version. I want the G version. All right, Garland. Thanks for the chat. Have a good night. Chris Rogers, thanks for joining us. We were just talking about your future car here. I hear you're in the market for a Ford GT. If that's true, this car's for you. And see this? It still has its original, whatever this is. Attention, dealer principal enclosed is your dealership copy of the, oh, it's 2005 Ford GT portfolio. So this thing is, I don't even know what that is. It's I guess it's books. Books. I'm gonna reset the colors because right here there's some. Yeah, I'm gonna take off the vignette. I'm just gonna double click here. I do like the vignette. I'm gonna put that back. There. Copy that setting. I'm gonna leave that alone. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. I'm gonna rotate this, and this is a tire inflator, right? Temporary tire inflator. Art Freeman. Mr. Gloria Bell, how are you? Hotel patron. Thanks for joining us. Doing my thing. I'm just having a chat with you guys. I have to edit some photos. So I thought I would do it online so I get a chance to chat with you guys, see how you guys are doing. I'm also testing out the streaming thing. There's a lot of learning curve. So I'm testing it out on you guys. You guys are my guinea pigs. Because I'm going to do a workshop on this one sooner or later. So I got to figure out the nuts and bolts and pitfalls to this thing. It is a good angle. I like this angle. It's a nice car. It's a pretty car. Cynthia, how are ya? Good to see you. It's been a minute. How are you? Ooh, another good angle. I had to get really low to get this. I was like on my belly to get this shot. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. That's just a Thursday night hanging with you guys. Because, you know, when you're editing, sometimes you're editing by yourself. So it's good to have some company. See how I do things. Because I know that's a question that's asked of me a lot. Like even here, see how this, see it? Light spillage? I like to take that away just because I'm picky that way. Oop, don't touch orange. Maybe yellow, since there's no yellow in the car. Some green, some blue, some blue. See how like the red really pops when you remove the contamination? Eddie Yan. What's up, brother? Here's the before, after. So nothing really changes. It's just that it's more pure, so that when you see this, you get it faster, even for a split second, because you're processing less colors. Like right here, you're processing blues and greens and oranges. But if you filter that out, and you actually do this, you could actually do this with your camera and some special lenses and proper lighting. But that takes time. You could take a whole day to get this shot of this color. Or you could do it in post much faster. Eddie, how's your day? So here's the before. See how it's like bluish? Because we shot this in a warehouse. Kind of like a dealership showroom. So we don't really touch the car too much. We don't really change anything. We leave it as is. We just edit it so that it's as if we shot in ideal lighting. And let the beauty speak for itself. See the door? I don't like that. I don't like that, guys. Who likes that door? What were they thinking when they designed this car? And they like, look here. Who likes that? Let me remove the vignette. The vignette shouldn't be too much there, or at least make less of an impact. Like if you're tall, you could cut your head off with this thing. And it's weird getting in and out of this car with this thing right here. It was weird. So definitely, definitely a conversation piece. little noisy. I'm gonna add some denoising, just a little bit. So this side of the car was in the shade, so it's a little bit darker. I'm just gonna boost it up so the details could be seen. It's a little green. Take out some of that green, some of that blue. Much better. Eddie, have you seen the new stuff? The new maps? And Diva's new video? So, this is some Overwatch talk, guys, for anyone who's not into this. Yeah, man. There's a new map in PTR. Do you have PTR installed on your computer? Yeah, I've been not getting too much Overwatch playtime myself. Jeffrey just started school, so hasn't really been had time. Dual exhaust. This is a pretty car, I will say that though. Isn't that life? There's two versions. Which one do I want to keep? You only should keep one. Which one looks better? Is lighting the only difference? I think I'm going to keep this one. So I'm going to remove this one. There. Oh, you like it brighter. Yep. Usually you pick the one that you get information with the most information in the shortest amount of time. I've done this enough times where I've compared two photos and I show it to somebody, and that theory has proven true most of the time. Where if I show two pictures to somebody, the one that they like is usually the one where they get it the most, the fastest. Nick, thanks for having us, or thanks for joining us. Good seeing you. Have a good night. You should do a live video of your restaurant soon so we could see you in action live. Maybe do a little wine tasting live or some food tasting. I'll do that for you. If you really need somebody, I'll go to your restaurant and I'll do a food tasting live. That's my kind of thing. Up, almost done. Well, almost done. About maybe 2-3 dozen photos to go. Some interior shots. All I'm trying to do here is show detail. I'm not really editing for looks. I'm just editing for detail. Because the end result is what's the detail. Yeah, I do. Usually, if I want to capture a highlight detail, I'll underexpose. That way, I keep the detail in the highlights, and I can just boost the shadows. So I shoot underexposed if I want to capture highlight detail more than I want shadow detail. Because when you underexpose, you do clip some of your shadow detail. There's actually a big, not big, but there's a intense discussion online about whether you should shoot over or under if you have the choice. Of course, you shoot for mid-gray, but sometimes you want to shoot over or under. This one I'm going to do from scratch because this pace settings is off. And so if the deal here is I want to show details, obviously, boost up the shadows so you can see what's going on there. But then crush the solid blacks. And there's some noise in this one, so I'm just going to do a hint of noise reduction. Sharpen it so you can see the details better. There's some contamination here, some green contamination, some aqua contamination, some blue. Even kind of orange and yellow. Is there any photo here that's naturally yellow? No, so we could get aggressive with the yellow. If there's anything in here that's yellow, we don't really touch the yellow, but since there's not, shooting when there's specular highlights everywhere, yeah, yeah. If it's just like real highlights, like rim lighting, some trims, then I mean I don't mind going blowing it out, going pure white. But that's like with just a minimum amount. I don't mind highlights being pure white. I don't. Jennifer Volek. Good evening. How are you? How's life? What are you up to these days? What's the latest word with you? Can I show an example of a picture where I shoot underexposed? Not really with cars. I don't really shoot underexposed with cars. Let me look here. With the trunk, it's an example of shooting. Let me show the before. Actually, I do the opposite. I shoot overexposed because usually when I shoot the trunk, it's darker inside. So I have to expose for the trunk, causing everything else to be overexposed. Like here, it doesn't really do it. I don't even do much changes here. So this is the opposite example of what you're asking. This one I shoot overexposed. But an example of shooting under, I guess, would be maybe when it's like super bright. So right here, it's super bright. I'll show you the before and after. That's not really a good example. Because I guess what I'm looking for is for a silver car or like a gunmetal car. Lots of speculiars, as you say, but there's not a lot here. So I have to think up on that. Think up on that to find an example of a photo that I underexpose on purpose. Actually, when I shoot midday, like in bright sunlight, I'll shoot underexposed because there's so much information in in the highlights and even in the whites. And in midday, the blacks are usually supposed to be like dark black. So during the day when I'm shooting a car midday, yeah, I'll underexpose actually, especially if there's a lot of chrome. Ooh, thanks for the likes. Look at these flip switches. It's like launching missiles. Part of the experience of driving a Ford GT is you get to turn on the fog lights like you're shooting a missile. Like you're launching nuclear missiles. Yeah, yeah, midday, high noon. Because midday, high noon, blacks are black. Because it's so bright And the difference between whites and black is intense. There's so much dynamic range, high number dynamic range. Here's a good example of all this light spillage. Like right here, you can see orange and green, blue, the main types of spillage. This is the before, after. Like you can see right here, it says before, after. And this is the backslash key on the keyboard. Just hit that, and you see the before, after. And you can see right here, I took some yellow, green, aqua, and blue away. But I could get more aggressive. Like this orange, that's not part of the sticks. I could get aggressive with that. Take it away. Even the green, I could get more aggressive with that. And this is chrome. So I could get aggressive with that. Because if I had perfect lighting in the first place, I wouldn't have any spillage. And it would look like this. Even here. See there's red and blue here, so I can't get too aggressive with it. So if I paste my previous settings, it keeps the blue and the red, so it's fine. Even though right here I drop saturation, it still keeps it. So I'm gonna keep it. But here, see that orange? This orange right here. I'm gonna take that away. Does it affect the colors here? Let me see the before and after. Before, after, yeah it does. I'm gonna put it back. I get orange spillage, but you know, we just gotta keep it. Some interior shots, carbon fiber seats. I'm gonna hit the J button. That shows me my clipping. See, that's clipped right here. That means that's clipped solid black. So I was too aggressive, so I'm gonna have to tone that down a bit. Here you can see it's blown out, the white. I brought back my blacks. So I'm gonna copy this setting here actually. Control Shift copy. Copy settings. I hit in all these settings except crop, removal, transform, some filters. I copy that. Is it coming off reflection? Only. I mean, if it does, it's a hard reflection. It's not a glowing reflection. Like, let me show you. Let me show you here. Let me show you the before, after. Um, See this orange right here? That's a car. But see this orange-ish right here? That's not a car. That's environmental. So this is more smoother. That's more harsher. Let's see if I can find a better example. Let's say, well, I have a whole library. Let me pull that up. Um, these kind of matte, so these are bad examples. Oh, here we go. Let's try this example. Oh, this is actually a reflection of a car, right? See the before. Let me switch to this. Before, after, before, after. See how there's no orange there? But here, here's the before I did anything. And it's a much harsher. See right here, it's more defined. It's not really a glow, diffused orange. It's a hard orange. So that's when you know it's a reflection. Yes, there's orange in environment. Usually it's tungsten lighting that gives off an orange lights. Usually the inside of the car, there's a lot of orange. Where was I? What did we do last? I'm lost. Is it here? No, it's right here. Yep, we're here. Develop mode. Go to develop mode. And you double pressing D. In fact, see this orange right here? Here's me taking it away before after. So there's green orange. Very subtle, but it's there. Don, hey, what's up? Good seeing you. Do I have a photo of the environment? I think I might. Hold on. Photo. Go to my Google Photos. If you bear with me, I took this with my phone. If you want to see an environment picture of this. So I have one light in the back and another light right here, and that gives me my highlights to separate the car out from the background. But besides that, it's warehouse lights, usually natural sun through the roof. There's holes in the roof. But this is just me rotating. Up, here's one that could maybe show. Up, here we go. There. So yeah, see the reflections right here, the oranges here. So there's a lot of some contamination, and you know, it's whatever car just happened to be there that day. And this is the turntable that spins for it, and there's the remote control box. That's me turning on and off, getting into the right position to start the car. This is how I start to shoot off at this angle. All the same. In fact, check this one out. I don't know if you guys could hear this.
I don't know if I like it. I'm inside a Ford GT. They have a very special door. I don't know if I like that. I'm not sure. Like, what if you're tall and like, you know, it's like, so you have to be short or medium height like me. I don't see anyone tall driving this thing. It's a cool car though.
Yeah, so that's the environment.
I don't know if I like it.
So it's basically a giant warehouse. Yeah, you can slam your head. If you reach up, you can slam your hands and your head. I don't know what they were thinking when they decided to do that. You know? Is it because I know it's a classic car design from what 60s to 70s. So I'm sure they had some thought pattern when they were designing that. I don't know what it is. Like, look at this. Did someone, just decide, oh, you know what? We're gonna put a roof on this door, because that's what it is. It's a roof for your door. Maybe to keep this dry during rain, some shade or during summer. I don't know. And this is a view from the passenger side. See the orange here? That's actually from the door lights. When you open the car door and the lights come on, see that's orange. There's usually bulbs with that's low powered bulbs, not LEDs. They're like tungsten lights. Here you can see like the green spillage. See, that's greenish. So before after. Let me look at the clipping. It's heavily clipped out, so I'm going to bring it back a bit. So you can see in your histogram here, it's crushed. And if you drag it out, there, a little bit of clipping is fine because that's supposed to be black. You see right here, you can see that part where it's black. So show my clippings. Actually, see this? That blue part's pure black, and that's pure white. So it's a balance between the two. So this is overexposed, that's underexposed, all in the same shot. But I could bring that back and bring back my highlights. But if you do it, technically it looks weird. So I don't like that. I like to make it more enjoyable, more balanced. Andrew Thomas, how are you? How's traveling? How was the conference? I heard you do some good stuff over there. See right here that this is red. That just means it's blown out. If I hit J, it means this is pure white. I can't. There's no more detail in that, which is fine because that's highlights, so it's supposed to be pure white. But if you look here, see there's orange and green. So I'm going to paste my previous setting. So I'm show you the before and after. So my blacks are kind of grayish now, so I'm going to crush the blacks a bit. There we go. Before, after, before, after. Yeah, I keep my blues and my reds. Even though I see right here, I took away some of the blue, it's fine because it's still there. You just need just enough blue to show that off. Let me go back. Actually, the orange is really bad in this shot right here. So if I drop orange, because nothing else in this picture is supposed to be orange, because it doesn't show the paint job. So does it affect? That's red. Does it affect that? A little bit. It's alright if it affects it a little bit. It still looks like it. Actually, the green's the biggest difference. Like right here, here's with no adjustments. A little bit of adjustments, a whole lot of adjustments. Yeah, it looks much better there. Alright, our last 3-4 pictures. Yeah, it got really dark in here. Let's see the highlights on this thing. So this was shot kind of underexposed. So here's the original. And there's some white clipping right there, but then also some black clipping. No, not really. Here's my after. This thing, let me copy this settings first and paste it here. But this thing has 42 miles on it. This is a 2005, so it's what, 13 years old? It only has 42, 43 miles on it. PK Fernandez. What's up, brother? How are ya? I'm just editing your car, PK. I'm editing your car, your Ford GT. 2005 with 42 miles on it. You need to come pick it up. So the door with a roof allowed racers to enter and exit the car easier with their harness. Huh? I don't get how that door would let someone enter and exit faster unless the harness was connected to the door. I can't visualize it. It's hard for me to visualize how having that door made it easier to get in and out faster. I'm gonna tweak this a bit. There, I like that tweak better. See the before, after, before, after. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want to mess with the paint job. Because you'll be like, oh, it's too red, or it's too orange, or whatever. To which I'll answer, no, it's shot as is. I adjusted the lighting, the vignetting. So this is very much a race card for GT, and I guess the door, which let me show you the door, is made so you could get in and out faster when you have different because they use different drivers. So they used to have harnesses, but I don't know how that works. So just have to take the word for it. Take the word for it. So what's that? How many photos did we take of this one car? Um, 81 photos. It allows the assistants to help. So this door allows assistants to help the driver out easier. Let me show this. I still don't see how how that works. How if you're an assistant and you need to get a driver in out of this car, how having this configuration would help. I guess you have to see it to believe it. Maybe there's a video out there for a GT video of someone assistant helping the driver get in and out of it versus because this door versus say let me look at the other door. I messed up. Okay, where am I? Come on, Eric, get with it. Act like you've used Lightroom before. Ah, here it is. This door. That's the hood. That's not a door. Brittany Carter. Thanks for joining us. How are you? How's life? We're just hanging out. I'm just editing some photos, talking with my peoples, catching up on you guys, see how you're doing. Anyways, what was I doing? So we edited 3 cars today. We edited a Ford Mustang 5.0, and this one's a real, like, how many miles does this thing have? It has barely 80 miles on it. It's from 1993, so that makes this car what? 15, 25 years old. Mint condition. It's one of those cars that was the first cars of many car heads. So it's not that pretty, but it's fast. And this right here, I'm trying to figure out the develop mode. I'm gonna take off the vignette. I'm gonna leave it as is. Because I wonder if the white really has yellow green in it. So this does have it, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. See how there's some yellow and some green in it. There we go. So let me just turn on just flagged and unflagged photos. I'm gonna export this out, upload it, I'm done. I go to bed. I think I shot this, what, 17th? Close enough. Uh, Mustang 5.0. This is my settings I like to use. 5 megabytes. Do I want to resize? Yeah, I'm gonna resize it 1920, 1080, because it's for web. It's for web, so it doesn't have to be full res original files. It just has to fit the entire screen. Entire screen 920 by 1080. So, let me turn off watermark. No more watermarks for this thing, and export it out. And that's my workflow for editing cars. A simple one. No Photoshop really. I could Photoshop it out if anyone wants to watch, but I think everyone's gone to bed. I'm streaming to Twitch, to YouTube, and to Facebook. So I don't know. Facebook, all I see is a black screen, so I just have to assume that you guys are seeing it and not seeing a black screen, but I just see a black screen. Alright, that's done. Gotta export this one out now. Export as a Stingray. Export that out. And export one more out. We're done. Upload to Dropbox. Yeah, so 93 files we're exporting for this. That doesn't take long. We're already 24% done, 25% done. But then again, I have an 8-core computer. I have a pretty beefy computer. So we're going to drop it to client celebrity cars 2018. And this is the current batch we've been sending so far. And just edit out one more. See how we didn't really edit too much about the car. We just edited the lighting scenario. Because the cars are being bought as is, so we shoot as is. And I'm going to export one more. This one's a Ford GT. A little bit more descriptive. Ford GT Red. Export. So that part's done. This part's done. So all I'm really going to do is take these two, that's done, and drop it in. And these are some of the deliverables I've had lately. And this one's almost done. Exporting 80 files. So we shot 80 photos as Ford GT. I get it, maybe, because if there's no roof on the car, you could get in faster because you just jump into it. So the reason for GT cars have this door is so that there's no roof, so that you could jump in the car faster. Okay, that makes more sense, I guess. Because when it's all about race and every second counts, I guess that is important. Indeed. And 4GT. Okay. Take 4GT, drop into this box. It's pretty fast. Uploading, and we're done with that. Now I'm going to send, the client already has that link so they can see it uploaded in real time. That's how I deliver majority of photos through Dropbox. I got some candies to edit now. Oh, it's already 11:20. But I'm going to wrap it up. But I'll talk to you guys offline. Thanks for joining. Holla holla.